Hey everyone! Welcome back. I am back today with more Clone Wars. You guys, I'm really excited to see more of this show. If you're joining me early today, you already know what it means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, and as always, I'm sending up those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in the description down below. So, we had a pretty fun episode of Clone Wars last time. We had a Jar Jar episode, which I know that within the fandom, Jar Jar is not everyone's favorite, let's put it that way. But I actually thought it was a really fun episode, and you know, of course, I had the wacky, like, slapstick comedy that Jar Jar is famous for. But I also found it really interesting that the main plot kind of spoke a lot to the gray areas of war. And I think it's something that we've seen quite a bit already on this series, and I'm sure it's going to be even more of a theme as we go on. That... you know, it's not as simple as good guys, bad guys. So we had Padme in this situation where she's, you know, going to try and help someone who's almost as close as family to her. Like, she does call him uncle and everything. And he has made an agreement to sell her out in exchange for getting food, supplies, mostly food. Like, basically the people were starving, and they tried to go to the Republic, and the Republic was, you know, kind of caught up in the red tape, you know, is what it sounded like. And it's really hard because in wartime, you know, they're not going to be able to help every planet, every region in need. But they're supposed to be the good guys. But in order to win the war, they have to be focusing on the war to try and save as many people as they can through that. But on the other hand, like, people are dying and starving, and it's just one of those things that there's always these kind of unspoken or unknown or little-known casualties of war, that it doesn't really matter what the intentions were of, like, the good guys or the bad guys. Like, it's always going to happen that, like, people are going to suffer because of it, just because it's going on, which is kind of a heavy thought. And again, it's kind of like one of those gray areas, and it's interesting that they got into that and got into it in an episode that, you know, the other half of the episode was such wacky comedy. It was definitely a balancing act, I would say, but it was fun. Poor Padme, every time she shows up to help somewhere, she gets kidnapped. But I have to say, I was super proud of her because she's not just like, oh no, I've been kidnapped again. Like, she is able to outthink and outfight her way through all of these. So I imagine after this has happened so many times where, like, you go on a diplomatic mission and all of a sudden you're a hostage, you kind of just, I'm sure, like, learn how to fight back and everything. And she is very smart as well, which we saw in the last episode. She was able to kind of, like, outsmart at one point, pretend like a Jedi had come to save her because she overheard them talking about a Jedi. And then you can almost see her disappointment when she finds out that the Jedi is really Jar Jar. Oh boy. I love that even the episode was kind of like aware of Jar Jar. You know what I mean? Like, they even like made a little joke about like, oh, Jar Jar happened, didn't he? Which is kind of, I think, a fun little nod to the fact that he's just so renowned for being so wacky. I know he's not a lot of people's favorite, but he does not bother me. Like, he's just like crazy, silly fun. But in small doses, I think that's fine. Even like last episode, I was like, oh, okay. Oh, this scene is getting crazier. All right. But it all, you know, it all turned out to be fine in the end. Like I said, small doses, you know. I don't know what the series would be like if Jar Jar was in every single episode. But it's fun that we had a Jar Jar episode. So, Not sure where we're going from here. I'm sure we'll kind of jump back into the main story. But I'm excited to see where everything's going. So what do you say we go ahead and get started on the next episode? Let's go. All right, lay the wisdom on me. Where is it? Ignore your instincts at your peril. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay.
I am a man of great wealth.
Oh boy.
Very generous to my allies.
That is a very tempting offer, Viceroy. In the meantime, I have a gift for you.
Oh.
Finally,
Yeah, he's not buying it.
Such a boring trip.
Now, on a show like this, you never want to say the word boring, because you just know that's a trigger for something to happen.
Command agree? Let's get underway.
Right away, sir. Let's move.
I don't think we've ever seen this character. I like the knights looking. They kind of look like knights. It was a cool design.
She is a gifted assassin. You have my word. She will complete her mission to the letter.
Very well. You may proceed.
Well, this should be interesting. Get to see her again.
Must prove yourself worthy of being my apprentice.
I am worthy, as you shall see.
Well, it seems like, Dooku just gets disappointed an awful lot by the people working for him.
I know nothing.
Liar! Liar!
Oh!
I'm tired
Oh!
of this wine.
Oh!
Tell us what we want to know
Oh!
right now, or I will gut you like a Rokarian dirtfish.
Ahsoka! What the? God!
I wasn't serious, but the only way he'll talk is if he's scared enough.
Oh, she's been hanging around Anakin
Too hasty.
way too much.
Let's negotiate.
Oh, and there they are. The ones that aren't so funny. Well, doesn't take much though to bring him down.
You will stay here with Captain Argaius. Guard the Viceroy. But
Oh,
as you wish, Master.
yeah. Shoot, she wasn't asking.
It appears perhaps after my rescue.
Rescue? Maybe they're here to make sure you won't talk.
Oh, well, that's actually kind of a good thought. Oh.
There's a ball gun.
Oh, no. God, they just take them out. They just take them out like nothing.
Fall back to the detention level. We have to protect the prisoner.
Oh. Giving her all the info she needs.
Advancing toward the prison level. We're on our way.
Ah.
Watch here, 327. Okay, 327T. You know, birds never like to be called by their nicknames.
Oh boy. I'm worried for 327T here. Because we know she's still in there. He doesn't really have like peripheral vision in that. I don't want to see him get blown up.
Wantano, may I have a word?
Certainly, Captain. If I leave, you won't go anywhere, will you?
Got the all cleared. The enemy has been repelled.
And their attempt to free Gunray has failed?
And you jinxed it.
If it isn't the hairless harpy.
If it isn't Skywalker's filthy, obnoxious little pet.
How nice of you. Tell you what.
Ahsoka's was way
I'll
better.
give you a merciful death.
Ooh, Ahsoka is not. She is not playing at all. She is just like in no mood this episode.
Open this door and I'll buy you a planet.
Oh. Maybe, I guess they are there to save him. Oh no! Oh! Dang it.
Yes. How do you like war room now, younglings.
Oh. Oh. When she gets out of there. Oh, I like this lady, but I'm worried. What? Oh, no, I didn't think so. Yeah. Oh, get out of there. Oh, that, I gotta say though, that's pretty sweet.
What are we waiting for? Ahsoka! Thanks.
Everything's running haywire.
Yikes.
Doors, lifts.
Let me help you. I am more than capable of dealing with a lone assassin armed with undisciplined fighting skills. But stay here.
They didn't look
and keep a
so
clear head.
undisciplined to me. Although I get that she's not too impressed with Ahsoka right now because Ahsoka's really showing off what she's learned from Anakin in this one. Just kidding.
Maybe she has no idea what that bog witch is capable of. No idea.
Yeah, she's being a little stubborn too, wanting to go in and face her alone. She's definitely underestimating. Oh no, I'm worried for this lady. I really like her too.
I can't let...
Sometimes, being a good soldier means doing what you think is right. That's why we're superior to droids.
In other words, go back her up.
I recognize the fighting style of Count Dooku.
Oh.
The version is unrefined, amateurish, sloppy.
Now she's gonna make her mad. She's gonna get more sloppy.
I never risk my own skin if I don't have to.
That's all she needs to hear.
Watch him closely.
You can trust us, Commander.
He was the final decision maker in that. As soon as she heard what he would have done in that situation, she's like, oh, I'll do the opposite then. I'm real worried. Oh, no. Oh, she's not going to go down that easy. Yeah, no. Oh, her eye, though. That makes me real squeamish to see her eye like that. She's stuck.
Now you fall, as all Jedi must.
Cue Ahsoka. There she is. They're both gonna learn something because Ahsoka can learn from her, and she's gonna learn she should listen to Ahsoka. Uh-oh.
What's that, Captain? Oh, nothing to worry about.
No! You're kidding me! Why? Is that why he wanted her to go? I thought he was trying to help.
Oh, do shut up. Count Dooku is paying me a fortune to deliver your slimy carcass. So please, try to stay alive.
That I did not see coming. I thought he was trying to help. I thought he was awful like, yeah, go help. Get out of here. I just thought he was being nice. Oh, he made it, yay. Poor little guy.
I've never faced an adversary like her. I should have listened to your advice.
Master, I never meant to overstep my bounds, but...
So maybe she's been playing a little too much by the book and didn't realize what was right in front of her. Could kind of say that about like the Jedi as a whole, maybe. Ooh. Oh! Ooh! She's been taking laughing lessons from Grievous.
Sometimes being a good soldier means doing what you think is right.
Oh no, that's... Yeah. No, now see, you have twisted that.
What makes a good...
No!
You should have taken my offer when you had the chance. Cloak.
So this is a, like, human, or not human, because they're probably not... He might be human, I don't know, but... Like a superiority to clones and droids thing, maybe? Because he said that about, like, that's what separates us from the droids. Their only advantage here with Ventress is just that she is, like... She's so powerful, but it's raw power. It's not really, like, honed. Are they... They're not for real just all gonna get away, are they?
Our plan would offer that a hitch.
Our plan.
Oh.
Will, of course, make sure your contributions are noted in my report to Captain.
She's gonna straight up kill you. Yeah,
I'll
that's...
tell him myself.
There you go. She... No.
Greetings, Viceroy.
I always had a good feeling about you, assassin.
He's so full of it. He is so full of crap.
And teaching is usually the role of the master. Master Skywalker should be proud.
Aw, he really has done a good job.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Great episode. Yeah, so I was saying, I wasn't sure what they were trying to get across at first, because at first it seemed like Ahsoka was being really reckless, like what with the whole... even though we know she was just trying to use a scare tactic because she knew that would work, and it did. I didn't really know what they were trying to convey at first. Like, you know, she was about to jump in after Ventress and Luminara stopped her and everything. And I'm like, oh, are they trying to get across here that, like, Ahsoka needs a lot of, you know, kind of refinement in her style? But no, in the end, they were trying to get across that Luminara was too... maybe played it a little too so by the book that she didn't even realize she underestimated Ventress so much, and she didn't even realize that her own night guard person was a traitor and everything. I really like the design of the knights. It blew my mind that the knight was like a traitor. I so want to go back and watch it now, like knowing that, to see if I pick up on it, because I thought he was just trying to be nice, and he was like, sometimes it's being a good soldier means you gotta do what you think is right. And I'm like, oh, okay, oh, that's good, that makes sense, he's helpful. And then no, he was like, yeah, sometimes being a good soldier means I get to betray everyone and do my own thing. And it's like, no, you don't get to, no, that's not how it works. Don't just get to, like, use a wise-sounding saying to justify whatever the heck you want. But he just did, and they got away scot-free. Not totally scot-free, because they can track the ship, apparently, if they move really quickly. But I thought they would get stopped at the end. I thought it was going to be, like, you know, and apparently they're going to stretch that out over a few episodes. So I'm sure we'll probably, I've noticed in the past arcs, we get like, oh man, they lost this time, but then they kind of come back around to it and wrap it up for a win. So it's probably what they're going to do this time as well. But I liked it a lot. I enjoyed Luminara. I hope we get to see her again. She has like a really good presence. She has like a very refined, kind of soothing sort of presence. But I think that knowing kind of the bigger story here, you can see a lot of maybe what ultimately led to the Jedi downfall. You can see a lot of that here, of just like kind of maybe being a little closed-minded about things, not being willing to hear new tactics or info, or you know, not being open to suggestion, maybe. Being a little inflexible, I guess, is the word I'm looking at. We know that the Jedi were very, very inflexible on everything, and it kind of, you know, being that rigid is, in my opinion anyway, kind of what contributed to their downfall in the end. That being said, like, you can't just be, like, you see how Ventress is so powerful, but it's just raw, unbridled power. Her training is clearly, like, not complete yet and everything, because although she's very powerful and she has a lot of Dooku style, like what Luminara was saying, it's very amateurish. So there is a middle ground there somewhere. And honestly, like, it kind of feels like, at this point in the series, like, Anakin and Ahsoka get it, that, like, they get that middle ground better than a lot of other people do. Sadly, like, it's just kind of sad to think that, like, some of that being pulled either way is kind of what, you know, if you can be swayed one way or the other, it kind of ended up Anakin ended up being swayed towards the dark side, but that's a shame. That's a real shame. Because so far, like, honestly, he has made some calls and they've all been like right. He's been right about it in the end. Even when he was like being stubborn or something like that, like I'm sure that doesn't help the fact that like his track record isn't bad. But yeah, so it was a very interesting message that they were putting forth in this one. That like first I thought they were going to be talking about, oh, Ahsoka's kind of reckless, and no, it ended up being sometimes you have to be a little bit more reckless. Maybe you have to kind of think fast and think on your feet and change things up if you need to change up your tactics kind of. And we saw that when Luminara just like completely underestimated Ventress. So, and it was good to see Ventress again. She is very, I knew, she has such a like dangerous presence. I love it. Because they have, and we haven't seen her all that much, but just in the time that we've known her, they have built her up as such a dangerous presence. Like, I knew when that guy was straight up taunting her, I'm like, oh, you're gonna die, bro. So that was really, that was a kind of a sad, but also kind of satisfying moment when she was just like, here's what I think of contributions to this effort. Stab. So yeah, really good app. They are just not afraid to like straight up do some violence to people in this. I'm telling you, it's a kids show, but it's not, you guys. It's really fun so far. So, all right, we have our mission kind of cut out for us now. I can see how this one's a little bit more serialized, this arc, and now we're after our escapees now, and hopefully we will catch up with them soon. So, you guys, I had a blast with this episode. The show has been so fun. I cannot wait to see where everything is going. I hope you had fun watching along with me today. Thank you so much for joining me. Please be sure to join me next time, and we will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.